players out there was defensive backs.
Yes, sir.
Just talk about yourself, your teammates, and what you guys accomplished this year.
Oh man, right. Well, it meant the world to us. To have all three of my other DBs who I played with all season. Guys who we've been to war with. Came in with all those guys, and to see all the culmination of work that we put in to get to this point means the world to us. And today was a good day. I was proud of those guys, and we'll always be really close. So those are like my brothers. So it's good to see my brothers out here, doing their thing too.
Support safety as much as cover guy.
Right. Well, at the combine, I just wanted to show, my versatility. I pride myself on someone, who could play anywhere on the field, who's versatile enough to play in the box as well as in space, in the slot. We were multiple defense here, so any zone scheme, any defense, playing space, being a rangy guy. So that was my goal at the combine, was to show all of my different attributes, show that I can move fluidly, I can move well, I can run with anybody. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show.
You guys get an example set like by Justin Simmons and John Johnson and Isaac and those guys. Did they kind of show you guys the way?
Right. Right, all the time. We're in contact with those guys all the time. I mean, guys like Justin, John, Ike, Cam, guys who came before us, great DBs who set a foundation here and set a bar here that we, always tried to play up to. As far as the older guys, the older DBs, I felt like I've been able to take a part of Justin's game, take a part of, John's game, Cam's game, Ike's game, take a part of each one of those guys' games and incorporate them into mine. So I'm definitely thankful for the guidance and the leadership that those guys, showed when they were here.
Did you see JJ pick up Drew Brees?
I did. I did. He's the man. He's the man for that. And the celebration was better.
What do you think it is about the program that has had as many defensive backs as it's had have success at the next level?
Right. Development, recruiting, a combination of, all those things. Just, good leadership. We have a lot of coaches here. All of our coaches here have a wealth of knowledge, being able to pick those guys' brains all the time. Them always being accessible 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Man, it's huge. We learn so much from those guys, and it's more than just a player-coach relationship. It's a brotherhood here. It's a brother relationship, and we look up to all these guys, and they've always been there for us. And so, our job on game days was to reciprocate that, was to go out and make plays and make big plays, and they always put us in the best situations to go out and make big plays and play at competitive excellence. So, forever grateful for those guys.
Coming for that DBU title.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll keep churning them out. This won't be the last, pro day with multiple DBs in it. So I'm very confident of that. Can't wait to see, my young guys, and come back and watch those guys play. It'll be an exciting year.
The fact that you're almost this close and having gone to the combine and now going through your pro day, just what does that mean to you? When you think back over when you chose to come to Boston College, and what made you want to come here, and then here you are at your pro day a few years later.
Right. Well, it's interesting to look back at it now because the coaches who recruited me, coaches like Frank Leonard, Coach Adazio, they always saw those things in me. They saw me, before I even played on the field at BC. They saw me, being here, and they saw Zach Allen, Wyatt Ray, Jeff Smith, Mike Walker. I can keep going on and on. Lucas Dennis, Hamp, Taj, all these guys out here. They saw all of us, with that potential, and they saw that we all had that capability. So it's pretty cool to look back on it now, and they haven't said I told you so yet, but I'm pretty sure they could if they wanted to. So.
You're talking about your younger Hamp is technically.
Yeah, he's a youngin. Yeah.
And he's in this situation too now. What does it say about just kind of the level with the secondary is at? Now you got guys who can jump early if they want to.
Right. Hamp obviously came out as a junior, but to be honest, the maturity he has and the way he plays the game and prepares for the game, he handles himself like a pro already. So he was more than ready to come out and and compete, and he'll compete at a high level, wherever he goes. I have no doubt about that. He'll go into wherever wherever market he's in, whatever team he's in, and go there and compete. I know that for sure. But that's something that we take pride in, at this point. When we were all of us. It used to be all of us sitting around watching Justin Simmons as like one of the first guys who we played with to get drafted off the board, and that was like a huge party with all of us in the room. Watching Justin get drafted, man, was crazy. So Yeah, we were right in the dorm watching it. We were right in the dorm watching it, man, waiting for him to get drafted. So he finally got drafted, and we went crazy. We went crazy. Yep, we were all in there going crazy. So, except for him, he wasn't here yet. But but you know, it's pretty interesting to see, you know, all of us, out here doing our thing now. Given the foundation that, Justin and the other older guys laid. So.
There's a point in time where, like, really consistently, obviously, BC was putting offensive linemen, especially into the NFL year after year after year.
Right.
And now we're talking about these DBs. Harold last year.
Right.
This year, there's a lot of interest, obviously, in all you guys. Do you guys feel like you're kind of back at that point where that consistent NFL interest in guys from this program is there?
Right, for sure. I mean, I feel like, from any position, every year is different with, who's eligible to come out and who's ready to come out, et cetera, et cetera. But, every year is different. But, at the same time, the guys who come here, man, and the development we get here, by the time you're a senior here, man, you're ready. You're ready. You're ready to compete. You will have competed on the highest level, playing Power 5 football in the ACC, for, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years. And you'll have, a lot of experience under your belt, a lot of good coaching under your belt. So by the time we get to, forums like this, forums like the Combine, and, all-star games like the Senior Bowl and the East-West and NFLPA, by the time we get to those events, I mean, it's just like, it's just like second nature. Just go there and compete just like you've been doing since the time you stepped on the BC's campus.
You ever take a little pride in the fact that, you look at those recruiting rankings when you guys are in high school, you're always near the bottom of the ACC, and then by the time, you guys are graduating, you're, having like this kind of turnout for a pro day. Do you guys take a pride in the fact that you sort of overstep your expectations?
Right. I mean, we have a lot of pride in that, and at the same time, things like that, little things like that, a true competitor, instead of moping around about it, finds motivation in those things. Finding motivation in that, okay, these guys think that, we're the lowest recruiting rank, et cetera, et cetera. We don't really, harp on that enough. We just know that we can control, what we can control. And that's what we did here for 4 years, is come in here and, like Coach Dazio always says, is control the controllable. So we did that, take it day by day, every day, get better at something, every day. And, especially with the development and, being here for 4 years, going through, what we've been through, playing, playing the strength of schedule like we play here, set us up perfectly for moments like this. So definitely humbled by it.